I believe that we are lost here in America, but I believe we shall be found. And this belief, which mounts now to the catharsis of knowledge and conviction, is for me and I think for all of us not only our own hope, but America's everlasting, living dream. And who shall say whatever disenchantment follows that we ever forget magic, or that we can ever betray, on this leaden earth, the apple tree, the singing, and the gold. All things on earth point home in old October, sailors to sea, travelers to walls and fences, hunters to field and hollow, and the long voice of the hounds, the lover to the love he has forsaken. My dear, dear girl, we can't turn back the days that have gone. We can't turn life back to the hours when our lungs were sound, our blood hot, our bodies young. We are a flash of fire, a brain, a heart, a spirit. And we are 3 cents worth of lime and iron which we cannot get back. But why had he always felt so strongly the magnetic pull of home? Why had he thought so much about it and remembered it with such blazing accuracy, if it did not matter, and if this little town, and the immortal hills around it, was not the only home he had on earth? He did not know. All that he knew was that the years flow by like water, and that one day men come home again. You have reached the pinnacle of success as soon as you become uninterested in money, compliments, or publicity. The modern picture of the artist began to form, the poor, but free spirit, plebeian but aspiring only to be classless, to cut himself forever free from the bonds of the greedy bourgeoisie, to be whatever the fat burghers feared most, to cross the line wherever they drew it, to look at the world in a way they couldn't see, to be high, live low, stay young forever, in short, to be the bohemian. A young man is so strong, so mad, so certain, and so lost. He has everything and he is able to use nothing. Toil on, son, and do not lose heart or hope. Let nothing you dismay. You are not utterly forsaken. I, too, am here in the darkness waiting, here attentive, here approving of your labor and your dream. In sleep we lie all naked and alone, in sleep we are united at the heart of night and darkness, and we are strange and beautiful asleep, for we are dying the darkness and we know no death. The mountains were his masters. They rimmed in life. They were the cup of reality, beyond growth, beyond struggle and death. They were his absolute unity in the midst of eternal change. Something has spoken to me in the night, and told me that I shall die, I know not where. Saying, death is, to lose the earth you know for greater knowing, to lose the life you have, for greater life, to leave the friends you loved, for greater loving, to find a land more kind than home, more large than earth. Man is born to live, to suffer, and to die, and what befalls him is a tragic lot. There is no denying this in the final end. But we must deny it all along the way. It seems to me that in the orbit of our world you are the North Pole, I the South, so much in balance, in agreement, and yet, the whole world lies between. The old hunger for voyages fed at his heart, to go alone, into strange cities, to meet strange people and to pass again before they could know him, to wander, like his own legend, across the earth. It seemed to him there could be no better thing than that. America, it is a fabulous country, the only fabulous country. It is the only place where miracles not only happen, but where they happen all the time. I don't know yet what I am capable of doing, but, by God, I have genius, I know it too well to blush behind it. Each of us is all the sums he has not counted. Subtract us into the nakedness and night again, and you shall see begin in Crete 4,000 years ago the love that ended yesterday in Texas. The thought of these vast stacks of books would drive him mad. The more he read, the less he seemed to know. The greater the number of the books he read, the greater the immense uncountable number of those which he could never read would seem to be. The thought that other books were waiting for him tore at his heart forever. Not even the most powerful organs of the press, including Time, Newsweek, and the New York Times, can discover a new artist or certify his work and make it stick. They can only bring you the scores. The human mind is a fearful instrument of adaptation, and in nothing is this more clearly shown than in its mysterious powers of resilience, self-protection, and self-healing. Unless an event completely shatters the order of one's life, the mind, if it has youth and health and time enough, accepts the inevitable and gets itself ready for the next happening like a grimly dutiful American tourist who, on arriving at a new town, looks around him, takes his bearings, and says, "Well, where do I go from here?" Peace fell upon her spirit. Strong comfort and assurance bathed her whole being. Life was so solid and splendid, and so good. Each moment is the fruit of 40,000 years. The minute-winning days, like flies, buzz home to death, and every moment is a window on all time. The whole conviction of my life now rests upon the belief that loneliness, far from being a rare and curious phenomenon, is the central and inevitable fact of human existence. What I had to face, the very bitter lesson that everyone who wants to write has got to learn, was that a thing may in itself be the finest piece of writing one has ever done, and yet have absolutely no place in the manuscript one hopes to publish.